We're still on this friggin' bus. Feels like I've been on this bus for years. I've used up every possible comfortable position I could think of. What? Are we waiting for them to finish building the bridge before we can cross it? Yeah, a train. That would have been a lot better. Before Orvieto, we passed Venice, which we really wanted to see but couldn't, but then managed to figure out a way to end up seeing it. I'll explain later. The other city we really wanted to see was Florence, but there are too many things to see to just stop by for a few hours. So as a nice parting gift, we get to see the dome of the Basilica di Santa Maria del Fiore from the highway. Yeah, don't feel bad. I can't see it that well either. After the lovely traffic jam getting into Rome, we reached a hotel at around 9 p.m. For those who wanted, Yoshiko offered to take us out to Rome right after check-in. This guy doesn't quit. I haven't slept for 24 hours, and for once I was actually tired according to the correct time zone. With the 8:30 a.m. wake-up call looming, I opted to sleep. After a wicked buffet-style breakfast, we were thrown full force into the streets of Rome, on our way to the Vatican. Rome is busy. People move fast. Italians don't have time for people who are not sure where they need to be. It's not humid, but it's crazy hot. So rule number 1, BYOW, bring your own water. The vendors seem to get a sick, twisted kick out of charging €3 for bottled water. For those who are following, €3 is like $4.55 Canadian. What the vendors won't tell you is that there are fountains all over for you to fill up your empty bottles. So unless you got money to waste, hold on to those empty bottles like your life depended on it, because it just might. Rome moves fast, but Yoshiko moves faster, and I literally don't have time to gawk at all the beautiful buildings or the beautiful women. A nun, you must be heading in the right way. Like an army of ants, we march towards St. Peter's Square. Wow. Look at that bird sculpture. Focus, man. I need to keep up with Yoshiko. I can't believe I'm here in Italy, in the Vatican. But before I go in, you should know I'm not going to talk about or get into all the politics or scandals involving the Catholic religion. I'm strictly here to attempt to take in everything. The beauty, the history, the architecture, the art, and the relevance of this place. St. Peter's Square, the open space in front of the Basilica, was redesigned by Giovanni Bernini from 1656 to 1667 under the direction of Pope Alexander VII. The colossal Tuscan colonnade, 4 columns deep, framed the trapezoidal entrance to the Basilica, and the massive elliptical area defined the piazza. The elliptical center of the piazza, which contrasts with the trapezoidal entrance, encloses the visitor with the maternal arms of Mother Church, in Bernini's expression. Wanted to be able to fit, rather squeeze, the greatest number of people together so they can all see the Pope give his blessings. The obelisk marks the center, and 2 granite fountains by Carlo Manderno are on either side. The Egyptian obelisk of red granite is 25.5 meters tall, supported on bronze lions and surmounted by the Chigi arms in bronze. The precision of this place is amazing. I mean, I can't even hang 2 pictures on the wall without one being crooked. Oh, and the oblique shadow acts like a huge sundial. Beautiful, yet functional. Nice. St. Peter's Basilica, a late Renaissance church, has the largest interior of any Christian church in the world, holding some 60,000 plus people, and is regarded as one of the holiest Christian sites, holding a unique position in the Christian world. Oh, one more thing about that obelisk. It's the only thing still around that actually witnessed the persecution of St. Peter. In the Catholic tradition, the Basilica is the burial site of its namesake, St. Peter, who was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus, the first bishop of Rome, and therefore the first in line of the papal succession. Some historical evidence says that St. Peter's tomb is directly below the altar of the Basilica, so in turn, many popes have been buried here since the early Christian period. There's been a church on this site since the 4th century. Construction of the present basilica over the old Constantinian basilica began on April 18, 1506, and was completed on November 18, 1626. It's mainly associated with the papacy and many artists, most significantly Michelangelo. Michelangelo's Pieta, in my opinion, one of the most powerful sculptures, Mary grieving the dead Christ. That's deep. This place is incredible. Paintings look like they'll swallow you in, while sculptures look like they're ready to jump out at you. Art is engaging, and the attention to detail is remarkable. Gogo was asking me if I was feeling the energy. I definitely felt something. I mean, not all my pictures were clear. A scholar might argue that lack of light is the issue. Perhaps, but I know my camera, and I've taken great pictures in low light situations. I've changed the settings many times and even went from manual to auto with flash, and still the pictures weren't always clear. Having centuries of past popes buried, from St. Peter himself right up to the late Pope John Paul, plus many others, has to account for something, right? St. Peter's Baldachin, or Baldacchino, is Bernini's pavilion-like structure, 30 meters tall, and is claimed to be the largest piece of bronze in the world. It stands beneath the dome and above the altar, the huge freestanding sculptural object central to and framed by the largest space within the building. Its visual effect is to create a link between the enormous dome, which appears to float above it, and the congregation on the floor level of the basilica. In the apse behind it, the chair of St. Peter, which is an ancient chair said to have been used by St. Peter himself as well as the following popes. This symbolizes the continuing line of apostolic papal succession. St. Peter's is known as a place of pilgrimage, its liturgical functions, and its historical associations. So although Yashko gave us some free time, the lineup to see the 15th Chapel, the lineup to see the Vatican Library, and the lineup to walk around the massive dome made seeing anything a write-off. So we'll be back. Yashko did take us to see where all the previous popes were buried. Of course we couldn't take pictures, and I respect that. Besides, with the amount of energy I was feeling, not all the pictures would come out anyways. I was born Anglican and went to a Catholic school in high school. I know there's a lot of questions and concerns regarding the Christian religion of late. People are either denying the religion or in denial of the negative stories about the religion. Regardless, I still believe. And there is no denying the feeling, energy, art, and emotion in this place. It's a place for self-reflection, and as we leave all the history behind us, we move forward. Well, more like trying to keep up with Yashko as we discover more of Rome.